Hello there. I hope you're finding this channel interesting, especially if you're in the a silversmither but maybe beginning as well. I'm trying to get and put as much as information as I can out there that will help you and guide you into your journey and things to consider, even if you're not a silversmith. But it's good to appreciate how much work and effort there is behind the scenes, okay? So, as you may know, my journey in silversmithing, focusing and gaining skills directly related to silversmithing, started with filigree making. And today I decided to go a bit and give you a tour onto the tools that I started investing upon when I started my silversmithing journey. The first three things that I bought and I invested on were this one, which is a sort of a caliper that will give you an indication of the length that you need to cut, and it's very easy to cut various strips of metal at the same time, okay? In filigree we use pure silver, which is very, very soft and very malleable. This gives us the possibility to cut 6 to 10 strands at a time, so that we can sort of make the process a lot faster. In future videos I will show you how filigree is crafted locally as well. So those are videos I'm working upon. This is a tool, a shear, that helps me obviously to cut as fast as possible. The wires, both the pure silver wire for the inside for the filling, and also the 9 to 5 for the border wire, and a set of tweezers that are quite stiff actually, but that I grinded into this shape, because this helps me, as you will see in future videos as well, to work the inside of the filigree when I'm working on the parts to be inlaid inside. So these were the very first tools I invested in, and they are my babies still. They have been with me all throughout this journey so far. So far so good. Investing in good tools is a very good thing. I think in the long run it will help you as well with saving money as well. I invested as well initially in a torch similar to this, which is the Darston torch. You fill it in with butane, and it was quite handy. I still use it when I go to fairs or markets because it's easier to carry. Then later I invested into a proper torch, which is this one, and I use propane as a gas for that, so that has a tank for its own. Okay, then slowly I started obviously delving into the art of silversmithing. Sort of I went from the more focused kind of jewellery making, which is filigree, to the broader kind of silver making. And I started on buying tools such as the hammer, the rubber head hammer. I am waiting for my mallet to arrive so that I can actually round up rings or give shapes without leaving a mark on the tool. Reverse action tweezers. These come very handy when you want to hold something in place to be able to solder. So it goes something like this. So when I push like this, it will open. Initially when I started using these, it was very, very tricky, because it's like you're teaching your head that you have something in your head that when you're pushing, it's not closing, it's actually opening. So it took me some time to practice that and get used to it, but took me a week, not a lot more. So yeah, those were the first. That was the first challenge. Then I started buying files, needle files, all different sizes, shapes, and forms. This is a half round one. This always helps me to clean inside. Oops, let me show you. To clean the inside of a ring, for example. So you go like this with it. Okay. Well, these are very handy, very good tools. These, unfortunately, with time, they do wear out, so you have to replace. Okay, so that is something that you sort of have to replace. Then pliers, different form. I have half round pliers. I have all forms. All forms. They're not all on the bench right now because I have some pegged with me for the workshops that I'm having soon. Another thing I really love and I invested in is this one. I had mentioned it in another video. It's the saw frame is amazing. Even when it comes to the blades, it holds onto the blades. It's the breaking of the blades is very minimal when compared to the previous ones I had. I had one which you sort of open and close here, and the idea is that like that you can reuse bits of the saw blade when it breaks of the blade, but unfortunately, really and truly, with time the hinge doesn't stay well and doesn't close correctly actually. So this was a really good investment. And then I started, experimenting with stone setting. So I started buying tools related to stone setting that will help me stone set and burnish the silver around the stones, and having always that nice polish around the stone and nice set around the stone. Tweezers, things that are very basic. Once I got one of those tools that I have shown you when it comes to the rotary tool to be able to hand polish, or instead of using the manual file, you have actually a drill bit which has on it a file like this. So this is sandpaper that is rolled, and this will help you to file and polish in a faster way. So then for this tool I started buying attachments, and I have a series of attachments here which helps me with, like for example, this would be a diamond burr, so that I can actually do the base for stones to be set into rings. These are the basic tools that I have started off with. So slowly in that year I started sort of building that. Another tool that was on this really helpful and handy is this one, which helps me to shape metal as well. And then with it, it's called a tapping block, okay, and then I have with it this that would go inside like this, like so, and with the hammer I give the shape and form to the metal that I have. So far so good. These are the tools that I started off with. As I go along I will be showing you how they are used as well. So this channel is slowly growing, and I'm very grateful. I mean, 2-3 weeks that I have opened this channel, it's already around 250 subscribers. So for me that's wow. I never considered myself, or do not consider myself, to be a YouTuber, far from it. But yeah, I think it's I enjoy a lot the teaching aspect in my careers, all the careers that I was into, and I enjoy imparting that knowledge as well. Obviously, if you have any difficulties, if you don't know where to buy your stuff from, if you maybe if you have tools that you find really helpful and useful, which I haven't mentioned here, drop them in the comments below. Also, just to show you a bit so that you understand how much the work of jewelry is beautiful. When I mentioned this one, okay, and I said, like, we have the blades come in many different sizes as well. Right now I'm using mostly the 0, which means that I have, actually I'm using 2, and I'll show you the other one if I find it here. Yeah, I have one here. And so this would have, I'm not sure if you can see, but this would have a lot of tiny teeth. Let me see if I can focus on it. But anyway, on one side it has a lot of tiny teeth that should be looking downwards, okay, so that when I cut and I'm putting the pressure down, I'm scrolling and I'm cutting, and when I go up it's free, it won't get stuck. So you go up, which is free, and down where the teeth are pointing. So you have to be very attentive where your teeth are pointing when you're putting it on the frame. Another type of blade that I'm using right now, because I'm working a lot in wax carving as well, hoping to be able to manage to get some photos, is this one. You're seeing it's a bit different. It's not straight, it has teeth, but it's round as well. So when I touch it like this, it's sharp. Obviously I'm not pressing a lot, okay. And what happens is, with this one, I put it onto the frame, and I am able to cut through the wax, okay. Let me show you a bit here, like this, so that you see. Now I'm not putting a lot of pressure, because obviously I don't have it on, but you see there's a line there. Let me try to do it. It cuts a lot through wax. So you see, I have made a line there. Now this is not stretched, so it's quite flimsy. But the idea is to be able to cut through in a faster way through it, and not damaging one side or the other, etc, etc. So those are for the tools I have to give you an update upon today. I have some other tools which are very interesting. Actually, my family bought them for me. They were money the kids saved, panini, the kids saved together with my husband for me to be as a Christmas present, not of last Christmas but the one before. And they're actually, one of them is the tumbler, and 3 I have actually. The other one is the ultrasonic, And the other one is the ring engraver, which I engrave the names with on the inside of a ring when I have an order. The ring engraver is called Roberto, okay, obviously because he engraved his name into my heart. The ultrasonic one is named after Ben, because he's the one who's like Sonic the Hedgehog. He's the one who gave me the kiss last time, who came to hug me. I don't think it was on YouTube though, it was on my other channels. And the mini tumbler, the tumbler is a cross between Angela and Clara, because being girls, they tumble up my world because they're too much into fashion, which is something I love but I'm not very much into. So yeah, that's it for today. I will stop here. Again, I hope you like these videos. I hope they give you a bit of first of all, who I am as a person, and I really love to connect with you, so feel free and do ask questions or leave comments or feedback. I would love that. And yeah, those are the tools that I'm using right now. As we're progressing, I'm investing also in some other tools. Hopefully quite soon I'll be able to show you, and I'll show you as well my learning process, because unfortunately locally there isn't much training out there for people who want to try to learn things such as casting, for example. So yeah, most of the items and the things I'm doing, I'm learning on my own as well when it comes to the generic kind and forms of silversmithing that are out there. So we learn by practicing, hands-on, making mistakes, and we move on. So thank you very much for following again. See you for the coming vlog, for the upcoming vlog. Bye bye.